Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today's look is a Halloween look. I did a school look, purple and black, and I loved how this came out. It isn't too difficult, so I decided to share it with you guys so that you guys can recreate this, and you can do it in any color that you guys would like. So please make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and just prime my eyelids with the MAC Paint Pot. This works best with the James Charles palette, which is what we are using today with the purples and blacks. Any other concealer, it works. It's just I've noticed that you have a hard time blending out the colors. So the MAC Paint Pot works best in this case. So I'm going to go ahead, and I want that very sharp edge and that sharp wing liner. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down some tape. So one, it also keeps the color inside and it's not dispersing everywhere else on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and use the James Charles palette. And you want to use a fluffy brush at first. And I'm going to use the pink at the beginning just as our transition shade, and I just want to really, I'm not being precise on this at all. You just want to go ahead and get in there and start blending it out. I left the actual lid alone, but I blended it in the crease and above the crease and really almost exactly to the actual eyebrow. And I didn't make it too dark or too pink, but I did build it up a little bit. That way the pink will still be there and won't vanish within the purple colors that we add, because we're going to add a lot of different purple tones to really make the purples the showcase and the star of this look. But I still wanted that pink in there to have that little brightness peek through. So like I said, you don't have to be real precise. Just get that pink on there and make sure it's almost up to that brow. And it's okay, like I said, if it gets in the brows or anywhere else, because it will all come together at the end. I'm now taking a more tapered brush and I'm picking up this magenta color, and it is going to go into the crease and then a little bit above the crease, but not much. We're going to start off right there on the outer corner, bring it into that inner corner, and just keep going back and forth, really blending it in to that crease. Like I said, this look is a mess at first, but in the end it all comes together. So don't feel like, hey, it's not looking right, it doesn't blend, it's not blending right, or it doesn't look good. In the end, it all comes together. Once we are done adding each and every color in the right spot, it will look so pretty. And like I said, you can do this with blues, you can do this with oranges, you can do this with any color that you want, and you just use that. Let's say for blue, for instance, you're just going to use several blues and build it up to that point where you want it to be. So I'm getting this magenta in, and you can see that that crease is becoming darker and darker with that magenta shade, and I'm using the excess that is left over. I'm not tapping back into that color at first. I am just blending it upwards, and then I'm tapping back into the color, going on the outer corner, and then bringing it back in to that inner corner. I am now just picking up that pink, going back, using the same brushes and picking up a little bit of product as I go to places that I see that need to be built up. So a little bit at a time until you get the consistency and the color payoff that you are looking for. I am now taking the medium purple shade at the very bottom of the palette, and I'm taking a smaller brush and I am focusing it right dead in the center crease, really keeping it really tight. I don't want this color to be blown out. I don't want it above the crease. I am just keeping it really tight within that crease, back and forth, to really make sure it's blended out. But I do need that purple to start darkening up the look as we go. I am now going back into that magenta shade, and I am going to start building up above the crease as well, just so that it's all blended out very evenly and we have our transition shades. I'm going back into the pink now and just making sure that it's blending in with the magenta. You're just going to have to keep going back and forth to make sure everything is blended seamlessly and that you have an eyeshadow color that flows very nice. I'm picking up the darkest purple within the palette. Now I use the same brush as I did before. I first start stamping it on, patting it on, and then I am bringing it out and then pulling it into the crease. So you want it to go halfway into your eyelid, and then you're going to pull it out at a V angle shape and then pull it into the crease towards the front of your eye. So I hope you guys understand that, but the best way is just to watch what I'm doing, and I am bringing it up ever so slightly just so that it blends in with that magenta shade as well. I am now going in with the black, and black is the hardest color because you can add too much, so a little bit at a time. So I first pick up on this very tapered detailed brush, and I am going ahead, and I ended up switching to be more precise. So you're going to need to first stamp it on that outer V shape of your eye. Then use a very flat detailed pencil brush and start bringing it in to the inner corner of your eye. Picking up the magenta shade again and buffing that in with the black so that it all transitions very well. So the outer portion is a little bit of black, and as you can see, I start stamping it and pulling it out into a V shape. And then I'll use the pencil brush to start pulling it to that inner corner to make sure that the lines and everything are very sharp, because I don't want that inner corner to be really black, and I don't want the black to go above that crease. So keep it into the crease in that when you're going into the inner corner. I'm now going in with the magenta shade that we use, and I'm just laying that all over the entire lid and mixing it in with that darker purple. And then I will be adding in the other purples and just layering it. I'm using a matte look. I'm not adding any glitters to this. So it is just adding the different layers of purple, giving it this really cool effect and making it really pretty. But that's all you do. You can add glitters if you want, but I decided not to. I went ahead and put my liner on, my wing liner, lashes, and I went ahead and did my primer, my foundation, and I went ahead and set this. I set this with a very light powder because we are drawing on the face and we are putting other powders, but I wanted to put the powder because I did not want the eyeshadows to actually stick and start to become to the point where they don't blend onto the cream foundation. So setting it is the best way to do this. So I'm using, you can use a white liner pencil or a nude. I'm using a nude, and I am just drawing the shape of the skull that I want on my face first with this nude. That way that if I mess up, it's okay. The nude will be covered up anyway, so it doesn't matter. So start off with this, a nude or a white, anything like that, because it can always be fixed later. I do have a picture beside me of the shape that I'm looking for, so just look up the shape that you prefer because there's many different skull creations that you can create. I'm then just tapping it out because it ended up being not the way I wanted it, so I'm just trying to blend it in and then correct what I need to correct on my face. I am now picking up my black gel liner. You can also do this with your liquid liner, just anything that is black, of course, or you can use colors or whatever you really want, but I want to use black today so that it really stands out. And I'm just using a very small liner brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and trace all the lines that I drew on. So I'm going to go ahead, trace over the nose, fill the nose completely in with the black that I have, and this does take a little bit of time, so just take your time, don't rush this, and it doesn't have to be perfect either, but as you can see I keep dipping in a little bit at a time. I don't want too much, but a gel liner doesn't run, a liquid liner might spread, so do be cautious about if you use a liquid liner. Some liquid liners, depending on the liquid liner, will spread out and not stay in the place that you want or dry right away. So just keep that in mind as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this nose and then we'll work on the next item.
I think about you, you're on my mind, on my mind, on my mind, yeah, I'm going out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind, yeah, for you my love, you drive me crazy, tell me what to do, I'm on my knees, yeah, I am begging you, I'll break the rules if it will get me to, yeah.
Now using a very small brush, I'm going to go ahead and take the black and outline our lines that we have made. I am going to outline the top by my forehead first. And I'm going to take the brush and pull the shadow inwards, in towards your scalp. And what this is going to do, it's going to give it the effect of shading. And that's what we want. It's okay if you make a mistake because we can go in and fix that later. We will be going back over the line again, so don't worry about that. We just want to pull that shadow in because it does make it so it's not as harsh, and it gives us the shadow that we're looking for. We will be adding different types of purples to the inside of this and a little bit more black, just so that we have that cool effect and we bring the purple back into play like we used on our eyes.
You gotta listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much, need that much. How can I tell you what I wanna do? I never needed you to give me things. I never needed gifts or diamond rings. All I ever need.
I have that top piece all finished, and it's not exactly perfect, but we'll go back and fix up anything that we did mess up. But I want to move on to the side of the cheeks and to the teeth. I'm going to go ahead and use that gel liner just to outline ever so lightly for our guidelines, and then we are going to be going in with the black eyeshadow and lining it as well as starting to bring the shadow down. We want to create that shading that we did with the top, and we are going to start off with the beautiful magenta color, and I'm going to just start tapping this. I'm going to follow the lines, keep it underneath that line, not above, and I'm not pulling it all the way down the jaw either. I'm keeping it very thin up near the ear, making it more rounder and wider around the jaw, and then bringing it more down, tapered towards my chin, so that the teeth will lay on top of that purple as well. So it's going to go all the way over your chin when you do this. So it doesn't have to be perfect, just buff that magenta shade in on both sides, and then we will move in to the black.
I just wanna be with you. Baby, there is a place where we could go, where it's always shining like the snow. Listen to your heartbeat, don't you know? Then I just wanna be with you. You can buy your way into my heart, but you don't see that I just want you. You get me things, but I don't care. Babe, there is a place where
I'm now picking up the black shade, and I tried it with this fluffier brush at first and realized it was just spreading it everywhere, so I changed brushes. I went to a more smaller detailed brush. I am also, where I rounded that part and have that dip, that will have more black that is blown out at the bottom, and you will see when I turn my face what I'm talking about. Whenever it curves is where I'm going to blow out the black a little bit, and you do want to just, like you would, blend it in as you would eyeshadow. So I want to blend it downwards, but towards the ear and towards the mouth, I want to keep that black a little bit thinner. So in the center, it needs to be brought down a little bit and blown out a little bit. That way it gives that really cool effect. And you're going to do this on both sides.
Oh, I can't get enough, get enough. Don't ever let me be away from you. I'm gonna hold you tight, 'cause you're the only thing that I can't lose. I never needed you to give me things. I never needed gifts or diamond rings. All I ever need, all I ever need is here with you.
I want to add a little bit of the dark purple to help blend in with that black. So I'm just tapping that underneath the black and kind of bringing it down a little bit more, just to bring all the colors together. So we have the magenta, the purple, the black, and it will just start to blend evenly on both sides. I am using this white face paint. Now you do have to have water to activate it. So you want a little cup of water, a little very small detailed round brush is what I have that's flat. And I am dipping a little bit of water in there, starting to just take the brush and mix it together. And this is called Wolfe, and I got it on Amazon. It is a FX and art paint. So they have many different colors. It was very cheap. I'm going to go ahead and I'm taking the brush and I am just laying it down. As you can see, it has that round shape already. So that's going to really help you with your teeth. And the teeth do not have to be perfect because nobody's teeth are perfect to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay the brush down and start making the teeth. And I'm going to pull the teeth downwards into, not into an exact straight form, but I am pulling it down just to make kind of like a teardrop. And then we'll go back in later and add more details. So I'm going to start with the bottom row, get the bottom row done. There's not exact amount of teeth. I just decided to add as many as I wanted, but you can add as many as you want as well. So I'm going to finish the bottom row and then I'm going to go to the top and match them so that they are going to be above one another. And then we'll go into more detail. Starting at the top now, you can see I'm going right above one of the teeth, and then I am pulling upwards towards my nose, and you'll see some teeth have where it is 2 lines, and that's just if you look at teeth, that's the way some of them do look. So like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. A skull is a skull, and we can do whatever we want. Plus it is Halloween, so you just create it how you want to create it.
When I think about the way we used to be.
I am now going in with my black gel liner, and you want to make sure you have a very creamy one because this part becomes hard if it is not. And you're going to go ahead and paint all in between each white tooth and the inside of your lip part so that it has that really cool effect that we are looking for the skull. I'm not bringing that black all the way down. You can see I'm just kind of pulling it down a little bit here and there. I have finished everything because it is time consuming to get all that black. So you can see just go between the teeth, and then in the center is what you want. I am now just taking the white and fixing some spots that I think that needed to be fixed. And that's a good thing with this, is that if you get a little bit of black on anything, or if you need to go and make a tooth big or anything, once the black dries, this white face paint goes right over it. It is super easy. Now, I didn't wait on some of them. I went in, so you'll see some of the teeth actually have a gray effect, which is still cool. So don't be worried about that either. I will be going in the top and taking the purple that I have on the face and the eyes and pulling it up in the black spots at the top of the teeth as well, which gives it a cool effect. But I'm just going through right now making more details for each tooth.
Shaken but not stirred, just a lesson that I've learned, and so it goes. Tables turn, and you're on your own. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the magenta shade and pink as well, and just put it at the tip and center of the nose, just so it has that cool pink effect as well. But I didn't want it so bright, so I wanted it to go on top of the black and have just a little effect of that purple pink, kind of like peeking through the black, if you know what I mean. It gave it a really cool effect, so I really like that. I'm now picking up that magenta and that purple, like I talked about earlier, on a very fine, small brush, and I'm just pulling it up in between the middle of those teeth, mixing it in with the black, and it's giving it a very cool effect. Like I said, with skulls, you can do anything, create anything, make it the way you want to make it. I might end up doing another skull as well. Just let me know what you guys want to see. I'm going to be doing hopefully quite a bit of different Halloween looks, but this is the first one that I wanted to do. And like I said, don't use a little bit of this. You don't have to go too hard. A little bit and then pull upwards, and it mixes in very well and it gives it a really cool effect. I'm taking a very, very tiny small liner brush, dipping it in black, then rubbing it on my hand to get the excess off. And then I'm just going at the top of the teeth and doing a little shading on that. So it gives it more dimension. Like I said, the more detail, the better it looks. So play around with it, add detail, do what you want, make it your own skull. I am now taking a very flat brush and I am lining the under lash line with black first, from outer corner to the inner corner, and I am making sure that it is tight lined, really tight against that line. I'm not bringing it far down because I want the magenta and the purple and the pink that we're going to put to be the star of the show underneath the eye, not the black. Now, I did black liner and everything so that the inner portion of the waterline is really dark and black is what I wanted to go for. But I will be taking the pink and putting it in the inner corner, and the magenta I'm actually pulling from outer corner to inner corner underneath that black and bringing it down just so lightly. And you guys can see the effect it gives. It gives this really cool effect. And then I'm adding a little bit of the purple, that dark purple, on that outer portion as well to darken that up even more. I'm now taking the Colourpop Gel Liner in purple and I'm going to do my eyebrows with this. So it's nothing too special. I am just outlining my eyebrows, filling them in with the purple because I thought it would be really cool and need more purple. Why not? So I love the way that this came out as well. I thought it was super cool. You guys do skulls, send me pictures, tag me in them. I want to see what you guys create. If you guys want to see any specific look from me, let me know down below in the comments what kind of Halloween look you want to see or fall look. I do have my series going for can I recreate that Instagram look, and I have that video already done as well, and that will be posted soon. It is a Halloween look as well, but not so intense. It's more of just an eyeshadow Halloween look. And I think that came out really gorgeous as well. So you have to make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. So this is the finished look. I thought it came out really cool, really amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, comment down below, and hit that like button. Thanks, guys.